Hello. So I want to talk about this Ten Commandments thing. There's a push to put the Ten Commandments displayed in the schools. Um, you know, People talk about this as a return to values, and but if you understand history, and if you're really being honest about human nature and about the history of this country, you're gonna see something completely different. What this is really is something that's pretty dangerous. This isn't new. This is something that societies have been trying out plenty of times, and we know where it ends. Governments that align themselves with religion, deciding what is true, what is moral, what is right, and when it comes down to it, who is right. This never ends with a moral or a stronger faith. It ends with control. It ends with excluding groups, targeting groups, and it's power. And eventually it leads to really wrong things. James Madison said, "The purpose of the separation of church and state is to keep forever from these shores the ceaseless strife that has soaked the soil of Europe in blood for centuries." This is the whole reason, one of the main reasons that this country was founded, to escape this kind of crap. Thomas Jefferson said, "It does me no injury for my neighbor to say there are 20 gods, or no God. It neither picks my pocket nor breaks my leg." That's a clear endorsement of letting people do their thing and letting me do my thing. That's freedom. And finally, John Adams said, "The government of the United States of America is not, in any sense, founded on the Christian religion." Could it be any clearer? These are three of the most important founders of our country. It seems abundantly clear what they wanted and what they meant. So when the government puts the Ten Commandments on a classroom wall, let's stop pretending this is about neutrality, about fairness. It's not. This is not history. It has nothing to do with the history or values of this country. It's not education. It's an endorsement. It's an endorsement of Christianity over all other religions, or no religion. And this is where we come down to empathy. Because not every child in a classroom, the same as not every person in this country, are the same or have the same religions or the same beliefs. Imagine being one of those that's not a Christian. The one sitting there, reading that on the wall and realizing, that's not me. They're not going to say it out loud, but they feel it. The quiet line between belonging, being a citizen of this country, and being outside it, feeling like you're not. This is really the test of what a free society is. Not how comfortable the majority feels, but how the minority feels. Do they feel safe? Do they belong in this country? Are they protected in this country? And here's the truth, really, that people don't want to face. If your faith is real, why do you need to force it? If your belief is strong, why do you need the government to carry water for you? The moment you try to impose your belief on others, you're revealing something about yourself, about the weakness of your faith. This isn't conviction. It's not strength. It's weakness. It's doubt. It's a lack of trust that your beliefs can stand on their own two legs. If it could, then you just let people choose it. Why not just let people choose if they want to be Christian or not? The founders didn't create the separation of church and state because they rejected religion or they rejected Christianity. They did it because they understood power. They came from a place where this kind of power ravaged the continent. They knew that once belief is backed by authority, it stops being faith and it becomes something else. It becomes power, control, pressure, violence. And let's be honest about something else. When you start seeing leaders, presidents, turn themselves into symbols of faith, using AI to make their image like Jesus Christ, if you're a supporter of this, if you're a supporter of this political movement, of this leader, you need to start asking yourself some tough questions. If your religion is sacred, if your beliefs are sacred, you should be the first one to protect it from power, to call out this kind of crap. Instead, you line up to be the first to hand it over to power. Real faith doesn't need force. Real faith doesn't need the government's hand coming down on people. Real freedom means that the person who believes something different from you can walk into that classroom and still feel like they belong. Because they do. Because they're Americans. That's all I got to say about this. If you have a comment, leave it. Thank you very much.